Okay, so how was Detox your life for you, and what was your biggest breakthroughs?
Wow, I think it was honestly life changing. I came here a little bit broken after all I'd been through. Day one, I was crying, having a complete meltdown and sugar low and fighting through it. From day one, I was fighting. And I feel like this detox retreat has taught me how to use the power of my mind to control my body and take back control of my life and my situations and my perception and the stories that I tell myself in order to get by. I feel like I understand energy, frequency, my body, and how alkalinity works with it, how nutrients needs to be working in my body. I've learned so much in 5 days. I actually can't even, I don't think I could teach this to anyone else.
So explain your story, what had happened before, and what you came in with, even your health condition, what you've been diagnosed with, and what happened.
So, since February, I've been going through the toughest time of my life. I did a breakthrough on my father, which was very traumatic for me. I went through a lot of abuse with him in my earlier teenage years, and I left the house at 17 because of it. And I had to deal with a lot of things, and when I finally dealt with it, I realized that I changed my frequency, and I broke up with my fiance because that no longer served me. I let go of a friend because that no longer served me. And in all of this stress, I literally my mind caused myself to put myself in hospital because I was not eating, I was not looking after myself. I landed up being diagnosed with a hiatus hernia, throwing up blood. And all these things that came to be, I just realized I need to take my health back into my own hands. I need to get my mind back to where it was before so that I can get my health back. And landing up at the detox retreat, honestly, I landed up in hospital again because it was fear-based. I was in fear. I was throwing up again. I was going through all those emotions again, all the anger that was boiling up, and I was like, I'm going to hospital and I'm ready to throw in the towel. And Skip refused for me to do that. He came there and he's like, I'm not giving up on you. And it showed me not to give up on myself. It really inspired me. And I'm so, so glad that I came to this retreat. It honestly has changed my life.
And what would you say to other people who've got diabetes type 1? Now you've had an experience, has your belief systems changed? What would you say to these people that have the belief that you had before you came here, that you 100% have to be dependent on insulin for the rest of your life?
You know, I've discovered a lot of things on this retreat, and being a diabetic type 1 since I was 16 years old, insulin every day. My body is tired. I'm tired of taking insulin. I'm tired of living the way that I do. And Skip has taught me that just by changing your diet and your mindset, I don't have to live that way. I don't have to live needing insulin anymore, or as much insulin as I used to use. And it's quite interesting because I always thought that I'd forever in my life be on insulin and be living in a certain way. But now I realize that I have a little bit more freedom. You know, I have freedom to choose. I have freedom to choose what I put in my body and how it feels, how it makes me feel, be more aware of it, the energy it gives me, the energy it takes for me to consume certain things. And yeah, my sugar has been great since I got out of the hospital, and it hasn't been that hard to look after myself as it usually is. I have to motivate myself. Oh, gotta take my insulin. Oh, gotta eat this. I'm not allowed this. I've completely changed my mindset, which is very empowering.
Maybe just elaborate on the hospital thing, because
Yeah.
you were gonna, they They want to do their minimum 3 to 5 days. They actually change the time.
So yeah, let me just share a little bit. So when I landed up in the hospital, the doctors were telling me all kinds of things. My HbA1c was 13, my oxygen levels were out of whack, whatever the case was. My acidity was like super high, and they wanted to keep me minimum 3 to 5 days. They actually wanted to put me in ICU, where I'd be isolated from anyone even visiting, unless they were direct family members. And Skip and Laura came to me and they're like, you are getting out of here. And somehow I just switched on, and I got out of there. I was extremely exhausted. I rested, and the next day I was up doing yoga. And the next day after that, I was swinging from the trees, literally, in Bali. So, I mean, in 48 hours, I completely turned it around from someone who couldn't walk or talk and was completely delirious to someone who was swinging on a swing in Bali.
Amazing. So if someone is thinking about doing something like this, but they might have a health condition that thinks, oh, no, I don't know if I should do this because I've got a health condition, what would you say to those types of people?
I would say stop living in fear, because fear is not going to get you anywhere. It's going to keep you down in that darkness, in that bad frequency. Give yourself a break and try something new. You know, I was very, very scared to come and do this. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with my sugars. But the things that I learned here is not something that you could ever be taught in a book or be told by anyone else. I think you learn more about yourself and your health and your mind and how to control your body. Like Skip says, your body is a self-healing mechanism. You control it. You can command whether it sleeps, whether it heals. You cut yourself a few days, that wound closes, it heals. Why can you not heal from within as well? So don't be fear-based. Come to the retreats, change your life, and take it in your hands, because it's all up to you. You have the power.
And how was Skip facilitating the whole retreat?
Skip is wonderful. He's high energy, motivating, extremely strong. I mean, someone who's walking around with a broken ankle and doing yoga, I mean, if he can do it, I can do it. And very insightful. He knows a lot. He's very connected with Source. He knows what he's talking about. And I'm so honored to have met you, Skip. Thank you.